Happy Friday everybody and welcome to this week's YouTube video from the YBL. I'm James Davis.
And I'm Kim Humphreys.
Coming up this week we have a look at Team of the Week and focus on the Premier League women.
Not many games took place this weekend through the YBL, basically down to the BBL finals that took place this weekend in Birmingham. We saw Glasgow Rocks taking on London Lions and London Lions taking the win. And Sheffield Hatters and Seven Oaks Suns. For me, that was the better game of the two, with that fantastic 3-point buzzer beater by Naylor. Coming up, we've got some news of the region and some other interesting news from the YBL.
First up, we have a look at under 11s regionals, which take place in July in Sheffield. We'd like to congratulate head coach Liam Sheridan for the boys and head coach Lester Green for the girls. Keep watching the YouTube and our website for more details in the next couple of weeks.
Yesterday, Wednesday the 30th of January, I popped along to the factory for the first West Midlands regional meeting. Luke Freer, who is the new Basketball England chair for the region, introduced himself. It was a great turnout. I'm really optimistic about how the region is going to move forward, a development pathway being built. BE are there on board telling us that they are going to have things on the website that players and coaches can look at for their own personal development. And it's I'm looking forward to being part of the committee now as that moves forward. James, hopefully you're going to be there with me as well.
I will be.
And we're looking at, I actually think that once this regional West Midlands region is set up, I think the YBL and the clubs involved in the YBL have got a significant part to play in that development. Make sure as well you join us next week. We have got a really exciting announcement regarding a new partner to the YBL. Come back.
Very exciting, looking forward to that. And finally, before we look at this week's results, we're looking at the 2019-2020 season. Makes me feel old now, 2020. Just a quick look at what we are going to be offering for next season. Kim?
Yeah, I'm really excited because we are going to offer a under-9 CVL league. It will be similar to the one that we run now for the under 11s. I think it's a great advancement. We've got a lot of children out there who are under 9, want to be playing. And this is the first step now on the pathway for players coming in grassroots and going through the YBL through to, as we now know, the regionals, National League, Aspire programmes, and hopefully to carry on playing men and women's basketball as well.
Yeah, definitely. And with our under 13s and 15s junior YBL leagues for next season, another expansion with possibly another division there heading towards the southwest, in addition to East and West Midlands, and possibly a central division as well, as more teams have more of those age groups. Our under 17s are staying as it is for the moment.
Yeah, we've done a bit of rebranding, renaming. So if you go over to the website at www.ybl.org.uk, you can have a look for yourself, and obviously the forms are on there for registration.
Brilliant. Okay, all of this will be discussed and reviewed at our YBL conference in July, where clubs can have their opinion on the specifics, for example, the Junior Women's League and the Senior Women's League for moving forward. This week across the YBL, we saw action for the under 11s Group B CVL held at Walsall. We also had 5 games across the under 13s and 5 across the under 15 divisions. We also had 3 under 17 games and 1 under 19s men's game.
This week our focus is on the Premier League women, and in particular the team of the week, Lasers. Before we read you the extracts from this week's interview with Emma Goland from Lasers, she's their assistant coach. James, some stats?
Yeah, Lasers currently sit in position 1 of the Premier League women with 335 points scored, against 168 with a positive difference of 177, scoring an average of 67 baskets per game.
So we asked Emma, first question, you're top of the league, unbeaten, how have you achieved this?
She replied, we've been together a long time, and as a team we really work well together. We've had a lot of experienced players, and that brings a lot to the game.
They're averaging nearly 70 points a game, as James said, and we asked her how are they managing to do that and keep teams to a 25 to 40 points? How are they doing it?
She replies, the experience really helps, and because of that experience, we know a lot of the players we're coming up against. This makes it easier to plan offensive matches. Last game, we managed not only to not score, let the opposition score in the first quarter. Offensively, we work hard at training every week, and it come out all on court.
Then we asked her, having a squad that's been together a long time, if someone was looking to get into the sport for the first time, would your team accommodate them?
She replies, definitely yes. We're all about participation and development. We accept any new players and players who are looking to get back into the sport. Sadly, the amount of women playing has been decreasing over the last few years, so it would be great to see some more players coming and having a go.
So that's why here at the YBL, we've hoping that next year we're going to be able to introduce a junior women's league. That league will be looking at girls under the age of 16. It's a dedicated league for them. So hopefully, by putting that in place, we can then feed in at a later time as they get older into that women's league.
Definitely the right step in the right direction. More participation and solely dedicating it to the girls, I think, would be beneficial instead of having mixed teams. However, I think sometimes the mixed teams are suitable for some of the girls that do play basketball, especially competitively anyway.
Yeah. And as we said last week, things are looking quite positively for the Women's League, as we've had a few teams approach us with the potential to join the Women's League next year as well. So over to the Women's League now, and we'll look at where the standings are. In 5th place, we've got Redditch Regals. 4th, we've got COB Rocket Women. 3rd place, we've got Shropshire Warriors. James, stats for them?
Yeah, currently 3-1 with an average baskets scored of 49 per game.
2nd, we've got University of Wolverhampton.
They are currently with 2-3, currently averaging 52.4 baskets per game.
And as we said earlier on, Lasers are, heading that table. There are 8 fixtures left now before the end of the season and the quarter-final playoff. So those teams have got something to play for.
They certainly have. And I think the second half of this season for the women could result in some very more closer games. And I think, obviously, Lasers, who are currently dominating this particular league, I think might not have it straight in the bag, so to speak, with the other teams continuing to press hard and train more to get that win against Lasers. So.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've seen University of Wolverhampton and they have improved dramatically over the last 2 seasons, so that could be a game to watch.
Yeah, so not only of the 8 games left for the end of this season, we've also got the playoffs come April, and obviously then the Summer League culminating hopefully in a day of women's basketball in July. Club coaches and secretaries, if you want to keep an eye out in your email inbox over the next 2 weeks, you'll receive an email regarding our Summer League and our proposed games for then. Anything else, Kim?
No, I think that's it for this week.
Brilliant. I've been James Davis. Kim's.
I've been me. And
been fabulous.
It's good night from him.
And a good night from you.
And it's a good night from...